everyone. Welcome back to Bling Diva Television. Today I have another wonderful special guest, Evelyn Pollard.
Her favorite daughter.
How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you, Ma?
I'm doing great. So my first question is, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Man, it's gonna be a long one. No, I'm kidding. I'm Evelyn Pollard. Of course, most people know me for running, and also I serve in the military. But I am a sibling. I grew up with my 6 brothers and sisters in the house. It was 7 of us total. I joined the military at 19 or 20, and I've been traveling all around the world since then. Married for almost 18 years, and we have 3 boys in the house with us here, Christian, Christopher, and Nasir, and, living the dream, as we say.
Nice, awesome.
Yeah.
And what do you recommend in this climate as far as buying or renting a home, and why?
So I guess that I would say buying, just because when you purchase a home, you instantly are building equity in that house depending on where you buy. And you can rent. Obviously, it depends on your income, your resources, your credit, all that stuff. So it really depends on your location and what your ultimate goal is. So renting may be beneficial right now for you, but if you can buy and you have the option to buy and there's available homes, where you live that are within your budget, then I would recommend buying, either to save, to have it for a while, or to eventually rent it out and when you move on to better things. So I recommend buying always, if you can. If you can't, then renting. And then either way, you want to stay within your budget, because that's a big thing.
Okay, thank you. How do you start saving and budgeting for all the people out there that might, need help with that? I know I have I'm saving and budgeting.
Mm-hmm. So I would say when it comes to budgeting, I like to use what they call a zero-based budget or a zero balance budget. So you can Google that, zero-based budget, where basically it means that all of your income, you take all of your income, you add that up, all the income that you make in a month, and subtract your monthly expenses, your car payment, house payment, rent, more, light, gas, that type of stuff.
Yes.
You take that and you subtract it from your income, and then whatever is left, you determine what you want to do with it. So if you want to put it in your savings account, if you want to put it in your retirement account, if you just want to leave it in your bank account just in case an emergency comes up, then you can do that too. But ultimately, I always start with paying myself first, and that's how I save. So at a minimum, I started out when I first started saving with like $25 a month. I would put $25 to the side, started that way. And then now I save a couple thousand a month. Good. And so that's just pretty much how I started out. And when you think about it, a lot of people say, well, I don't have the money to save because I have bills and I have different things, but you really have to think of yourself as a bill as well.
Right, and yourself first, basically, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you also want to think about that coffee that you buy at Starbucks or McDonald's or whatever. You can always not do that and make coffee at home, and then put that $1, $2, $3 in savings.
Yes, true. 5 books that you recommend for reading, and why?
So the 5 books I recommend, I actually have them here. The first one is Hill Harper's book. It's called The Wealth Cure. Mm-hmm. And this one is a great book because it talks about putting money in its place and your relationship with money, and how, money can be a tool for you and not just something that you go out, you work, you get a paycheck, you spend it. So that's why I love that book. And then no one can have, it's kind of hard to overlook Susie Orman, who's like the queen of financial literacy. So this book is just one book that I have, The 9 Steps of Financial Freedom. by
Okay.
Susie Orman, and I actually bought it at a thrift shop for like $2,
Wow.
and yeah, and read through it. And she has nine easy, steps that basically get you from point A to point B and help you reach your financial goals. And then one of my all-time favorites is The Millionaire Next Door, and
Nice.
it basically talks about how there's people who live to your left and your right. They don't make a lot of money. They don't, they're not making that hundreds of $1,000s a year.
Right.
A lot of them can make $30,000-$40,000 a year, but if you do right with your money, then you can be a millionaire. And so they share those stories in here of how they were able to take whatever income that they were able to make and turn it into millions of dollars. And then this one I actually haven't read yet, but it was recommended by a professor, and I've
Yes.
just got it off of Amazon. And this one is called The Wealth Choice, and it's Success Secrets of Black Millionaires by Dennis Kimbrough, who I
Nice.
watched at a conference this week, and he was so good. So I ordered that. I can't wait to read it, and I highly recommend it for other people because he did talk a little bit about it. And it's basically, the choices that we make, how they can lead to wealth for Black people.
Nice.
And then my all-time favorite, it's easy to read. It goes from everything from buying insurance to investing to buying a home to budgeting, and that's called The Truth About Money. And I have a couple of the pages,
Okay. By Rick
tabs.
Edelman.
Yep, by Rick Edelman. And
Okay.
if you don't buy any of those books, this book right here is probably,
Best
it'll
one.
combine all of them in one.
Okay.
So those are my 5.
Nice. Very nice. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you maintain mental and physical balance in this pandemic that we're having?
I would say the first thing is I watch Maintaining a Vision, right, for yourself in your life. I watched the Yamla the other day. She was in a conference that I was on too. And one of the number one thing that she said is when you have a vision for yourself, then basically it could take you from point A to point Z. And so maintaining that mental and physical balance starts with the vision that you have for yourself.
Yes.
And then making sure that the things that you choose to do and the things that you bring into your life and you watch, you read, you listen to, it's all aligned with that vision that you have. So if your goal is to be mentally and physically healthy, you know that you always got to stop and take time for yourself first. Yes. Because you really can't pour from an empty cup. So if I'm depleted and I'm not healthy and I'm tired and I'm angry and I'm whatever, then it's going to be hard to give that to, say, my family, friends, my children. Right. So I try to wake up in the morning, spend like 30 minutes quiet, either reading, meditating, listening to my favorite music. I look over my goals because I usually write down a list of things that I need to get done in the day. Yes. And then I take little breaks throughout the day because with the virtual learning and being home and working from home, there's so many things that kind of take you off of your A game, right? They take you off of that. And so trying to maintain that can be hard. But if you keep your vision and your goals in sight, it kind of helps you bring you back to where you want to be and where you need to be.
Yes. And what are your goals for 2021?
So my top goals for 2021, one is to graduate with my MBA. I'm taking classes right now, so awesome. Hopefully I can, stick to that, get that done in 2021. Yes. Also want to save and purchase some land, with cash. So that's my goal, maintaining. And then I also would like to travel a little bit more. Hopefully we'll get to travel. And then just spending some time with my family. That's a big one too. And enjoying life as best I can. Those are my main goals.
Great. What keeps you grounded?
Definitely my family. That they keep me grounded a lot. My 3 boys, my husband, my mom, my siblings. They all keep me grounded and keep me focused on what's most important.
Yes, that's great. And what do you do for fun?
For fun? Right now during the pandemic?
Wake
up. Wake up and play music around the house. I do that. Sometimes, and then we usually like to order in. So we'll order food from whatever restaurant, set it up in the house, watch a movie, do
Nice.
that. So that's pretty much it. And then always running. Yeah.
That's good. Okay, I wanted to ask you about generational wealth. Why should we create generational wealth for ourselves and our families out there?
So that question, for me will be different for someone else, but
Okay.
I would say that for most people, the reason why they want to create generational wealth is pretty much to make it a little bit easier for the generations that come after them.
Yes.
So when you think about it, I've been fortunate to not have to have student loans because I joined the military. So
Yes.
the military pays for my education, but there are a lot of people who have to take out student loans. They don't have the money to go and, study or learn a special trade or craft. And they really don't have the money to take care of themselves while they pursue whatever goal it is that they have. And so generational wealth allows you the freedom to not have to worry about certain things while you pursue your goals and your dreams. And so that's ultimately, my goal for the generations that come after me. That way they can, some people say, I want my children to have a better life than me or to
Than I had,
live
yes.
than I had, right? And I always say I want my children to have a wealthy life, right?
Yes.
I want them to not only live better than I did, I want them to be able to go and do and have the freedom to do and be exactly who they want to be without having to worry about, well, I don't have the money or I can't really afford it.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that too is teaching them early about financial literacy and helping them to understand the value of a dollar and the value of hard work. Yeah.
Very true. Okay, thank you for appearing on my Bling Diva TV channel.
Yes, Bling Diva. Woo-woo.
And thank you also for your support, that you've been supporting a lot.
Yes.
I don't know why you don't have on your
Right.
Bling TV shirt.
I don't have on my,
No, I told you to wear that. I like that shirt. And who's that shirt from by?
So this one is by My Pink Room. It's part of My Glow. It's a campaign for young women, to empower young women to live to their fullest potential. And this actually this necklace, my mom got me. So I consider this Bling Diva too.
I love that.
I consider this Bling Diva. And so the only other thing I would say is that what also keeps me grounded is my brother and maintaining his legacy and his, the life that he wanted to pursue, making sure that I live up to that.
Awesome.
Yeah. And that's it.
Thank you for joining us on Bling Diva TV.
Woo-woo.
You did a great job.
Thank you.